Hey guys, I've got kind of a follow-up to yesterday's video. I came into work today and decided to figure out what was going on with the gun as far as it not shooting as fast as I thought it would, or as fast as it should be shooting. So, when I said I had a jam in the barrel, I did not disassemble it. I just assumed I'd gotten a jam in the barrel. What had actually happened was when I disassembled the valve body and everything, it was just so gunky in there that a BB had gotten stuck before it could go into battery. So that is not the 700 millimeter barrel's fault. Um, Also, I had a customer tell me that he was using the Daisy BBs, and he said those would get stuck, but the new copper heads wouldn't get stuck in his 700 millimeter barrel. And I got a message from Ignat today from Top Arsenal, and he was kind of curious about it because he saw the video and he was wondering what kind of BBs I was using. And I said, well, I'm using the new copper heads and sometimes the Hornady Black Diamonds. So anyway, not the barrel's fault. Oh, I don't think I mentioned that that customer, he said that the daisies would get stuck, and that's sort of the whole way that I came about finding the new copperhead BBs. Anyway, what I decided to do is while I was in there, I took out the stock valve and I'm going to replaced it with a high flow valve, and I'm going to put the 400 millimeter barrel back on it, and let's see what kind of velocities we're getting with it now.
All right, we're still at the same pressure as yesterday. I didn't adjust the regulator or anything. I've also got some good news. I found out earlier today that although Baikal is still sanctioned, they started making blackbirds again. So we're going to use a pulse of 1600 psi. Oh, we had that one hiccup, but around 880 something. So that's pretty good. That's very respectable, I believe, for this 400 millimeter barrel. And this is with the high flow valve in it. Let's do some full auto.
All right, that was fun. Now, I'm not trying to knock the 700 millimeter barrel at all. It definitely will give you more power per whatever pressure you're using to shoot the gun with. There's no question about that. Yesterday, it was kind of a bust, especially when I went in there today and the thing was so gummed up that a BB couldn't even get it into battery at some point. So yeah, definitely not the barrel's fault. But I don't really like them because I like to shoot the extreme rates of fire. And I think what goes on when you have a barrel that's extremely long like that, I think you can have maybe 3 or 4 BBs in the barrel at once. They're all accelerating, and then they accelerate exponentially as they leave the barrel. So within maybe like about this distance, you've got them lining up and accelerating. So, and let's say at the breech, a space like this, you might have a BB boom, 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 boom. But towards the end of the barrel in that same space, they're going to be further apart. And what I think is going on is it builds up more pressure in the barrel, and more pressure gets put on the BBs that are trying to get into battery. So I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Now, I know you guys didn't see what was going on yesterday when I was doing the full auto, but it's a lot more difficult, I guess. I don't think it'd be as difficult if the clutch was tighter. I don't think the motor needs to be any stronger, but I am working on that. I've got some Belleville washers. If you don't know what those are, they're cup washers that you can stack opposing each other to basically create a spring. And what I plan on doing is replace the clutch spring with Belleville washers and top that off with a nylon lock nut. And that way, I'm hoping that it'll give me a wider range of tension I can put on the clutch. Plus, it'll also put a real even pressure all the way around the circumference of the clutch. And having the nylon lock nut on top of it will allow you to adjust it by hand once it gets broken in, and it won't slip where you adjust it to. Alright, so I think I should probably get those washers in next week. And yeah, still don't have the spare parts. They've been showing in New York for 5 days now. So hopefully those will show up too. And I'll see you guys later.